just saw at the beginning of the news conference the residents coming by saying, we need housing with a bathroom, we need housing. This neighborhood is begging for it. We're not rejecting it.
They're calling it This Isn't Working. Here in Vancouver's Oppenheimer Park, community organizers and advocates for unhoused people have put out this report with 42 recommendations on how governments could put a stop to ballooning numbers of unhoused people in BC over the next few years. So some of their top calls to action include keeping modular housing projects operational for longer. They're concerned that temporary units on leased land, like the one here behind me, are sitting unused after they're taken down. Report co-author Devin O'Leary listed some of the key actions needed in Vancouver, saying if governments don't step in to protect modular housing and single-room occupancies, the need for the city's most affordable homes will greatly exceed what's available by 2030.
Stopping the loss of modular housing by either finding new sites or extending the leases on the current sites in the city. Stopping the loss of SROs to rents by implementing vacancy control in SROs, changing the definition of social housing to one that actually includes shelter rate, which is people that need the housing the most.
Those and other recommendations were put forward after dozens of interviews advocates say they conducted for this report with unhoused people in the downtown East Side. The report's authors say community groups have put out recommendations for decades, but say the present housing situation is much more urgent than it has ever been. BC Minister of Housing Ravi Kahlon tells City News the province is making full use of modular housing units, which do get moved between cities in the province.
There are no modulars that are unused that are not being moved to another location where there's land available.
And he says the province is working with the federal government on an SRO revitalization program.
The biggest challenge we have for opening shelters or opening up supportive housing is finding a spot and getting the approvals that we need from local governments to be able to do that.
O'Leary commenting on the negative attitude that some neighbors might have with supportive housing projects and the people living in them who have different support needs.
Take a real look at who our neighbors are and what they need. And I think that we have the resources and capacity to have a caring approach to all of this. And that's not being done.
According to Vancouver's 2023 homeless count, over 2,400 people identified as homeless, over 600 of them unsheltered. In Vancouver, Kier Junos, City News.